Welcome to my B&B Today's Show channel. I hope today fantastic for everyone. Please hit the subscribe button and give this video thumbs up. What's in store for Steffy and Liam in the future? According to The Bold and the Beautiful, Liam Spencer will skip the school father-daughter dance in favor of going home to dance with his daughter Kelly Spencer while he recovers from a medical emergency. What could go wrong? Here's what. Steffy Forrester receives a text that Liam has an inoperable brain tumor. What we predict will occur is as follows. 1. Steffy stays quiet. Steffy is gobsmacked by the text, but will she want to ruin the beautiful moment unfolding in front of her? Kelly is overjoyed, and Liam is ecstatic about his surprise visit. With this terrible news, Steffy cannot break everyone's heart. We anticipate that she will simply observe the magical moment without speaking. She may speak to Finn Finnegan about the tragedy or just have a moment alone before having to face reality. 2. Steffy tries to keep things perfect. Steffy knows her world has just changed. She must, however, maintain her composure and determine how to convey this information to Liam and Kelly before giving in to reality. Sometimes people try to stall the inevitable, and that is perfectly understandable. Will Steffy devise a stall strategy like a happy meal, a fun picnic, taking selfies, a walk on the beach, or something else? We predict that Steffy will want to protect Kelly from the potential loss of her dad, as any mother would, but one person can only pretend so much, and Steffy could crack despite her best intentions. Steffy is overwhelmed by a diagnosis. What do you think of this latest plot twist, B&B fans? Is Liam doomed? Or does Finn have a chance of finding a new miracle cure? We do know that Wood will go on maternity leave at some point, and it's possible the show is setting up an out-of-town medical treatment for Liam that Steffy accompanies him on. Steam or Lope could also be reunited as a result of this crisis. Would you like to view that? Liam is unable to accept the truth. Liam must confront his own mortality, as shown in The Bold and the Beautiful, but can he? Is Liam Spencer at his wit's end? Steffy Forrester Finnegan is still reeling from the news that Liam Spencer has a brain tumor that can't be removed. When she saw him nearly pass out while trying to dance with Kelly Spencer, she knew he wasn't doing well, but she didn't think he was dying. Steffy is aware that she must explain it to Liam herself as John Finn Finnegan tries to explain everything to her. She can't allow medical professionals to break the news. That would adhere to standard procedure and make way too much sense. Steffy has to be the one. Moore, Holden and Claire, the young and the restless, flirtatious friends or passionate lovers, she is the only person who Liam needs to hear this from, according to Steffy. If Finn does not agree, his wife will not be able to tell him what happened. The worst news Liam has ever heard. When Steffy sits Liam down to tell him that he is dying, she breaks it to him gently, but Liam has anything but a gentle reaction. Because he has so much time left to live, he refuses to face the truth. He has two beautiful daughters who need him, and he can't bear the idea of them growing up without a father. It's possible that Liam will now think of that other daughter and want to spend at least some of the time he has left with Beth Spencer and her mother. Continue reading. The next 2 weeks of Y&R, Chelsea's Instincts, Victor's Secret, and Jack and Kyle's Discovery. Hope Logan is worried sick about Liam knowing she hasn't heard from him in days. Will she have to talk to Steffy to find out what's going on and swallow her pride? Will Steffy even consider the child and other ex-wife of Liam? What about his siblings and father? Liam might not want to let them know the truth, but Steffy already knows what it was like to be kept in the dark when Eric Forrester was dying. Would she want to do the same to someone else? How do money and connections score Liam's unexpected cure in a recovering story? The Bold and the Beautiful reveal that Bill Spencer may have a redemption story coming up. Could Bill's money and connections score Liam Spencer's unexpected cure? Of course, John Finn Finnegan told Steffy Forrester that Liam was dying. Finn suggested that the only thing they could do to lessen Liam's pain and slow the progression of his tumor, which is inoperable. However, once he learns more information about this troubling news, Liam will not simply give in to a grim fate. According to B&B spoilers, Liam will fight for his future, giving Bill a chance to save the day. Shortly before Liam collapsed, he had a fierce fight with Bill at the Spencer mansion. Liam clashed with Bill over his role in Luna Nozawa's freedom, but this showdown went deeper than that. Bill basically behaved as though Liam wouldn't be able to survive without the support of his wealthy father. That could be a hint that, now that this medical drama is in full swing, Liam is relying on Bill for his survival. During that face-off, Liam quit his job at Spencer Publications and wasn't impressed by Bill's money or connections. Because Liam really wanted to show his father how much he loved him, maybe all of these things can work together. Could Liam's survival depend on Bill's wealth and influence? What if Bill saves Liam and expresses the love his son craves in the process? Steffy insisted that Liam must have a treatment, but Finn rejected that idea. Finn couldn't make any hopeful predictions about the road ahead, but Bill may not be willing to accept his son's fatal outcome any more than Liam himself. You can bet that Bill will bribe Liam's way into any experimental trial or innovative procedure if one exists. Finn may not know all the options that Bill's deep pockets can arrange, at least not yet. In other words, Bill might buy Liam a chance to stick around for his daughters and give him a new perspective. Dollar Bill might use his fortune to rescue Liam, so he could redeem himself a bit after the whole Luna fiasco. The Bold and the Beautiful say Bill will discover what Liam's up against eventually. Hope says these 4 words to Liam: heartfelt plea comes too late. The Bold and the Beautiful reveal that Hope Logan may say 4 stunning words to Liam Spencer, but will her heartfelt plea come too late? Let's think about the romantic future of Hope and how Liam's shocking news could alter everything. Hope has been thinking a lot lately about how great Liam is as a husband and father. Despite all the tough times they faced, Hope made a lot of wonderful memories with Liam as well. Liam and Hope hurt each other deeply, so she's understandably been wary of reuniting and ruining the progress they've made as friends. Getting back together would mean risking their hearts again, since these exes could make more mistakes and end up in more pain. Hope, on the other hand, is aware that Liam fought for a reunion several months ago, and Deacon Sharp has been encouraging Hope to return to Liam. Although Hope has been attempting to portray themselves as co-parents, she may soon reconsider a fresh romantic beginning with Liam. The more Hope thinks about kicking off another chapter with Liam, the more she might become convinced it's the right call. Hope could decide to get brave and put her heart on the line with a request that catches Liam off guard. That brings us to the 4 stunning words that Hope may say to Liam. Can we try again? Perhaps Hope will finally take the leap and wonder if Liam is still interested in reuniting like he was back in October 2024 on B&B. Of course, Liam is now dealing with an inoperable mass on his brain. Since Liam's condition is terminal according to his doctors, Hope's heartfelt plea could mean it's too late to reconnect romantically. It all depends on whether this medical crisis is leading up to Liam's actual death or if it is just another fake story, like the one Taylor Hayes and Eric Forrester were told. When Liam learns more about his fatal tumor, he will want to get past all the bad predictions about his condition and find a good treatment. Liam learns he's dying. Liam gets life-changing news in this week's The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, and meanwhile, the Forresters are going ahead with a special fashion show to prove that they're back in a big way. Steffi was shaken to her core when Finn sent a text message asking for Liam because one of his most recent brain scans revealed an inoperable mass. Now, sitting with her husband, Steffi feels it's her job to break the tragic news to her ex. He needs to hear it from me, Finn, she cries, barely holding it together. And once Liam learns his diagnosis, he isn't going to give up easily. He promises, I am not accepting this death sentence. But what can be done to save Liam's life now that the tests have revealed that the mass is inoperable? Steffi must maintain her composure despite everything that is going on with Liam because Forrester Creations is holding a fashion show to inform everyone in the industry that the family is back in charge following Carter and Hope's failed coup. She says, greeting some of their VIP guests, Heidi, Spencer, so good to see you. Ridge is with another of their special guests, Christine Blair, who came all the way from Genoa City for the event. Not that Eric is ready to give her a preview of what they've got planned. What's a show without a little mystery? He mocks. Some magic. Is the runway show going to be successful? Liam Spencer's journey on The Bold and the Beautiful takes a tragic, poignant, and shockingly dramatic turn, promising a future filled with heartache, unexpected hope, and the possibility of redemption. The story picks up with Liam's bold, heartfelt act of making a surprise appearance at home for the school's father-daughter dance after he was released from the hospital, putting his already fragile health at risk. Kelly's joy radiates as she dances in the living room with her father, completely unaware of the ticking clock behind his smile. It is a scene that is brimming with beauty and love that is both sweet and bittersweet. Steffy Forrester's phone buzzes in the meantime. She reads a devastating message that nearly drops her to the floor. Liam has an inoperable brain tumor. This is the kind of moment that slows down time. Steffy, on the other hand, swallows the grief that is bubbling in her throat and allows the magical moment to continue unhindered, preserving the mood rather than bringing it down. She cannot bear to taint that living room with unbearable sorrow because she sees a memory forming that her daughter will cherish for the rest of her life. Steffy's internal struggle to shield Liam from the truth, delay the inevitable, and protect her daughter are set in motion by this decision. She could talk to Finn, her husband, and a doctor, later, or she could go alone and walk into the Pacific breeze with 1,000 questions on her mind. She is aware that this will all be crushed. But for now, she stages a perfect day, a picnic on the beach, a trail of selfies capturing the illusion of peace, and maybe even a spontaneous happy meal run, all tiny attempts to grasp a fleeting dream of normalcy before everything changes. Steffy is aware of this day's significance in her heart. Questions she is unable to answer, as well as the diagnosis, loom. How will Kelly be treated? Is it possible for Liam to live long enough to make some more memories? Or is this just the beginning of the end for the man she's loved, detested, and lived with all her life? Steffy is aware that everything will shift once the truth is revealed. She is also aware that it must originate from her. Finn, not. He's not a nurse. Not a chilly hospital hallway. Liam deserves to hear it from her, the mother of his child, his one-time wife, the woman who knows the measure of his heart. Steffy's voice shakes as she finally settles him down, but her resolve is clear. Liam's world breaks apart like broken glass when the truth emerges. He does not ignore the news. He is furious, terrified, and incredulous. He maintains that he is not prepared to die because he still has too much to do and too many people who need him. Kelly, Beth, Steffy. Even the hope holding his daughters, laughing in the kitchen, arguing with Bill, and falling in and out of love all come to mind. It can't end like this. Not now. He is not. Beyond Steffy and Liam, the news has an impact. Hope Logan, feeling something is wrong, grows restless with silence. She knows that something significant is taking place because she hasn't heard from Liam. She debates reaching out, unsure if her presence would be welcome, but her heart wins out. She phones. Will Steffy answer? Will Hope be a part of Liam's final days, or will the complicated web of shared histories and fragile egos force Hope away once more? Emotions from Hope herself come flooding in. She remembers Liam's love, the good, the painful, the pieces they tried to put back together. She might even utter 4 life-altering words in a moment of pure vulnerability. Can we try again? However, second chances may have already expired. Since Liam's condition is terminal, memories made, not promises kept, now determine how long he can live. Steffy continues to struggle with guilt. She recalls feeling betrayed and being kept in the dark about Eric Forrester's passing. Is it possible that she would do that to Wyatt, Bill, and Hope as well? Regarding Bill, the diagnosis of his son is about to rock his own world. The shocking news surprises the powerful media mogul known as Dollar Bill. For the first time in a very long time, he realizes that although his money can't fix everything, it might just be able to fix this. Bill Spencer's redemption arc may come in the form of a Hail Mary. There is a glimmer of hope that an experimental treatment, clinical trial, or foreign specialist might offer something that conventional medicine cannot. Additionally, Bill, with all of his connections and resources, refuses to accept Liam's fate. He vows to explore every option, call every favor, throw every dollar at the problem. And perhaps that fight to save Liam will become Bill's way of showing his love, not just through business, not just through tough words and stubborn pride, but through action, desperation, and sacrifice. Finn, despite being the bearer of grim news, finds himself unexpectedly aligned with Bill's mission. Finn's medical insight and Bill's financial expertise might, if they work together, come up with an unexpected path forward. However, Liam must still choose to fight. And fight he does. Back at Forrester Creations, the world doesn't stop spinning. As a means of announcing that the forests are back in charge and that they are still the fashion industry's beating heart, the family prepares for a major fashion show. Steffy manages to keep it together with grace despite being torn between personal devastation and professional obligation. She smiles for the cameras as she greeted guests and Genoa City's Christine Blair. But behind the scenes, her heart is breaking. Her phone is always by her side. She reads it obsessively, hoping for news about Liam, praying for a miracle, and contemplating how she will cope with her dual responsibilities as a mother and a grieving mother. Steffy retreats backstage, her smile fading, as applause breaks out and the runway lights dim. Liam's condition deteriorates. He begins to forget small things. He struggles with balance. But he fights for Kelly, Beth, and himself through it all. As Steffy becomes his main supporter, his relationship with her grows stronger, and fans start to wonder, is this the return of steam? Is it possible that Steffy and Liam's shared suffering could rekindle an old love that was sparked by tragedy and love? Hope's heart is breaking from the sidelines, her timing possibly being off, and her regret is suffocating her. But this is the bold and the beautiful, where miracles are only a plot twist away. There is a glimmer of hope as the rumor that Liam might participate in a bill-funded experimental trial grows louder. Could this be another classic B&B fake-out, like Eric's miraculous recovery? Could Finn be wrong? Could a rogue surgeon or controversial procedure change Liam's fate? The inoperable might not be impossible. It's possible that this is the story of a man who overcame odds, found meaning in suffering, and rebuilt his fractured family despite the fact that he was dying. Whatever the outcome, Liam's diagnosis is the earthquake that shakes every relationship on the canvas. Steffy and Finn's union is put to the test. Hope's heart is cracked open. Bill reconsiders how valuable he is as a father. Wyatt, sensing something is wrong, flies home. Because of Liam's illness, even Brooke and Ridge take a moment to reflect on their own rivalries from the past. Everybody changes. And despite everything, Kelly holds on to the sweet, smiling memory of her dance with her father in the living room without realizing how sacred that moment was. The story becomes one of love, perseverance, and transformation in the end, regardless of whether Liam dies from his illness, discovers a cure that can't be found, or disappears for a while only to come back months later with a new face and a secret recovery. Every character is forced to confront their choices, truths, and love as a result of Liam's illness, which is more than just a plot device. It also serves as a reminder to the audience that in the world of the bold and the beautiful, love, life, and even a terminal diagnosis are never truly over. Liam holds Steffy's hand as the sun sets over Malibu and the waves crash against the shore. It could be the first of many times as they begin a beautiful, fragile, and uncertain future together. Steffy Forrester knew better. She knew that in the next breath, her world was about to be shattered, but the dim sunlight spilled over the hardwood floor as Liam Spencer's footsteps echoed through the quiet hallways of the Cliff House. She had just read the most soul-crushing text of her life, inoperable brain tumor. No remedy. I'm so sorry, Finn. As she clung to the phone with trembling hands and tried to control her breathing, she turned her attention to Liam, the father of her child and the man who once made her heart soar and shatter in equal measure. He was twirling their daughter Kelly in the living room like it was the happiest day of his life. And perhaps it was. Because he was aware that he wouldn't be able to attend the official father-daughter dance, maybe he was suspended in time, free of pain and fear, and just a father dancing with his daughter. In an effort to provide Kelly with a memory that would stand out from the sterile stench of despair, the cold scans, and the hospital gowns, he had defied medical advice and sneaked out of the facility. Steffy remained frozen between mercy and truth because how does one sentence destroy joy? How do you say, Liam, you're dying while the music is playing? Thus, she did not. She stayed quiet, clutching her chest and blinking back tears as Liam laughed and Kelly squealed, oblivious to the storm behind her mother's eyes. Steffy, on the other hand, retreated into a quiet corner later that evening, dialed Finn, her husband and the one who had to deal with that diagnosis, and whispered, "Is there really no hope?" And Finn, always a kind doctor, told her the truth that no husband, father, or ex-wife wants to hear: it's inoperable. We can manage the symptoms and maybe slow it down, but... At this point, she was unable to hear the finality in his voice. Steffy set up a beach picnic the following day, loaded a basket with Kelly's favorite snacks, and asked Liam to go for a walk along the shoreline like they used to, back when love was enough and life was easy. They laughed, they took selfies, they watched Kelly chase the tide like it was a game, and Liam looked at Steffy with those familiar eyes, warm, appreciative, vulnerable, and she wondered, for a moment,